Hi guys, I'm Asif Ali and you're watching CGHOW video. Today I create this fire effect in UE5 Niagara and I'll create it from scratch so you can understand better. And if you haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, please subscribe it. If you like this video, like, share, comment, and let's start this tutorial.
CGHOW. CGHOW.
First of all, subscribe my YouTube channel and also click on bell icon so you will receive all new video notification. So I have found this reference on Mages box, and I will just create this part, not the starting fire. Although this looks also cool, maybe in some tutorial I will cover this only. But for me now, I'll just create this one. Okay, it looks cool. Okay, so I found this animation, similar type of thing. So I'll download. I'll actually import that. So open this animation. I didn't import animation correct. I need to check in that option. So I will do that again. And you need to tick here, export and create material. That's now we got our animation. Okay. And the animation duration is 4.3. See that. And let's create a new level. Kind of this dark level I will create. So I will make that maybe 100. Then Control L to make the lighting darker. And actually I will take the one more directional light. Okay. In this case, you can actually delete this whole thing up. We just need the ground and one light. That's it. We don't need all these things. Just one light. And then I'll drag this animation to the viewport. F. Just like this. And let's make the move it down. Then I'll duplicate it and maybe I'll increase a little bit and I'll set the rotation, turn off the shadow. Okay. And then one more maybe and cool. So we have this map now and slightly like this. So now 4.3 animation length, and if I'm playing it, let me check at what time she is like throwing fire. Uh, Here at 1 second, total 4.3 second animation. So let's take Niagara, and this is FX, and then create a material M and fire. And I'll take a texture coordinate and take a aura, connect this here. Then I need to make a V shape to cut it. So texture texture coordinate and mask. Then absolute. Oh, sorry, you can take the sign. And if I preview this with the value of 2, I will have a gradient from both sides, but we need x-axis actually. Then if I take the power node, so it will make that ribbon thinner if I increase this value. Okay, so what I can do, I can take a green channel and put it here. So we will have a V shape, but we can multiply it with a higher value, maybe 10. We have this, maybe 50. 50 is too much, and I will, instead of power, I'll take the subtract. That will be good. So multiply by 1. This is now out of shape. And now I need to fade it from top, so I will invert my green channel and then multiply it with this. So I have a V shape, and don't need invert, you can just directly multiply it. So I have this. Okay, now you can multiply this with your noise, and we need to pan. So I'll take the pan 1. Then our texture coordinate, and multiply for the tile. So I'll take the append vector, and I'll make a dynamic parameter for x and y tile. So this is my x and y. Then time, multiply and connect it here. So this will be my pan speed time. And then I'll take a particle color, and that will be here, and multiply this with opacity. And I'll take the translucent, finally beside it. Okay. And for the refraction, what I'll do, and I just also want to access just the refraction. So instead of this texture, or maybe I'll take this. And one more thing I'll do, I'll multiply this whole thing. So I can just disable this and just use the refraction. So this is my like opacity. Okay, so 0 means this white will not be shown. And then after this, I will take LUT and connect this here, connect to the refraction. I'll just change the values. So you can see the reflection there. Okay, so let's save this, and I'll browse this, and in the FX, this will be my flame, and I'll use that material. And I will not use this for now. And let's say you are bursting maybe 3 particles or 3 particles, and you don't have gravity, and I align custom alignment, custom vector, and take the align to mesh orientation on z-axis, and I'll make the size maybe 100 for now. So you got this, and let me just turn off the background and make this little darker, and also hide the grid, and then turn off the rotation, the random rotation. So you got this. First, let's make the overall 4.3, and then there is a 1 second delay, so this will be 3.3. Okay, and the life may be okay, life it's okay. So I will drag this FX into the viewport, and let's make this, and for now let's make this looping. and I'll just make the delay 0 for now. So this will be like to place this where I want to place. So you can simulate it, you can stop, then you can adjust the position. And then I'll copy this position because it will reset once I'll stop the and paste it again. So this is the position I need. Then I can delete font rate and make the delay 1. So if I now play, there should be this, and then it should be come every time. Okay, so if you just want the refraction, so you can take the dynamic parameter. Tiling should be 1, 1, time should be 1, and if this is 0, you will have just the refraction. But this is coming like overall. This is not like the same V shape. So what you can do, you can multiply it with a higher value, maybe 5, then saturate it. Let's save this. Now you can see it's working. Okay, so now two things. First, I want to delete that light. Yeah. And the second is this scene should be a little more darker. Maybe this will be 1 and this will be 0.1, 0.5. Okay. And then the last thing, this is my size. This is now 100. Maybe I'll make it 200 and 180. Yeah. And then I can move this back little here. And you can also offset this. So if I make this 0, actually 1, you can see the effects pivot start from here. So now you can move it here. And you can also scale it. So first I will create actually fire. So let's make the opacity 1. So you got this one. In this emitter, I will change the tiling. So this will be like this much. And I will use the random, maybe 0.15, 0.2, 0.3. And this will be also maybe 0.5 and 2. So this will be like this, and speed also slightly random, so maybe 0.5 and 1. And then it should fade. Okay. So to fade, to dissolve it, you need to use a power node. So I need one more dynamic parameter, copy and paste. And in this one, I'll make this index 1. And this is power to dissolve. So in here, after the multiplier, I will use this. Yeah. Save this. So now, with the help of this node, you can dissolve it also. So default, I will use 1. So it will be like a curve, and this curve will go from 1 to maybe 5 to 3. Okay, and this should be like this. Maybe after 0.5 it should start. Okay. Cool. So life I will make maybe 0.8, 0.6. Yeah. And size also I can render a little bit more, maybe 120. Okay. Cool. And now we will change the colors to bright orange. We have this. Okay, so now in the second emitter, I'll copy this, copy and paste. One more thing I would like to do, this V is like, I want to fade it even more. So if I divide here, so maybe 5. Yeah, good. And that, I'll copy this, that refraction should be like for a longer. So I will make this 1.3 and 1. Then in the dynamic parameter, make this 0. So only the refraction will be there. Only. So you can make the life even more, make 1.6, 5, 2. If I now play, there should be heat reflection after that. But the tiling of that maybe zero point 0.8, zero point 0.5, like this. But the life is now too much, so I will make that 1.5 and 1. And also, this is like not fading properly the heat distortion. So you can actually multiply this and connect this here for heat distortion. So if I'll show you now this emitter only, so we have this multiplier 0. So if I play no heat distortion, and if I make this 1, there is this heat distortion. So you need to make a curve, and that would be like after 0.5, it should be like 0. So if I play now, you can see it's fading properly. And in this one, in the flame, I will make this 0 by default. So they will be just separate thing. So we have this now. And now we need more variation. So one more thing you can do. We have these things, these noise tiling. So we can add a texture that can be blur and multiply to distort this noise, and then we can use the same noise, copy and paste it here, and just multiply, use the same multiply here, and use the same. This is for tiling. So after tile, I want to add this, so we can use the same tiling here for the panning. Okay, so this multiplier will be like for how much distortion I want. I will save this. So now if you'll see that image here, this one, you have the distortion. It's not working, or something happened. Oh, this would be, I have some mistake on something. So what I'll do actually, you have this texture coordinate and you have the random tiling, okay, from this node, and same node for using this, and also here. So this will be connect here, and this will be like this. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll actually multiply this here also and use this append and connect. So it will be now. So now we have this, and I'll actually change the panel speed little different from that. So this will be like 0.5 or 0.6. So now we have this, and with distortion, if this is 0, this looks like this. So now this looks something. And now I'll copy my flame, copy and paste. What I'll do, I'll distort it even more, maybe from zero point 0.1 to 0.4. And the tiling, I will use different, maybe 1, maybe 0.5, 0.4. And then we have this power node to dissolve it. And I will decrease this pan because this will be slower than the other one. Those are faster. Let me just add a post and infinite, make it a little more darker on the side. So in this second one, heat distortion, maybe I'll use 5 particles, and this should be little bigger than the flame, maybe 260 and 200. Yeah. So what I want to do actually, this effect should be slightly more here, even more. I think, yeah. I want this FX to scale. So if I take here the size and at point 1, it should be like 1. So it will be like this. Maybe at point 2. Yeah. And we can smooth this up. Maybe even more, point 3. Yeah. So we can just copy this curve, paste this here, and also. And then at last, I'll copy these flames again, these ones. And what I'll do in the dining parameter, first I'll increase the glow, color brightness, maybe 1000. And then in here, this power, I will decrease this. So I will have just the lines. So if I play, not visible much, so I will increase it even more, maybe like this. But it turns green. So we will reduce the green value, and actually we need just this. Now we have that. And there should be random life, maybe even more, maybe 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. And one more thing I'll do, copy and paste one more time, the first one, and I'll increase the size to 60 that I have my for my heats, and then the life should be like zero point 0.5 and zero point 0.2, and in dynamic parameter make it 0.5, 0.5. Okay, so it will be filled. And this is very sharp cut, so I'll make that 1. And why it is very sharp cutting from here, it should not be like that. So in my material, so for the top, I will make a power, then connect it here. So the top part will be faded even more. I'll save it. And now, yeah, it is now faded. So I need to increase the size maybe little more for all. Yeah. So in my pause now, in the globals, I'll do some contrast. Okay. And you can do one more thing. Your shape is very, proper V shape. So you can use that same noise to distort it. So if I add that noise here also, and then in this dynamic parameter, we have parameter for the shape distort. That V shape we can distort little bit, not much. So now, if I isolate any one of these, maybe this one, or maybe this first one. So in the dynamic parameter, the shape distort is 0. If you make it 1, it will be completely distorted. I don't want that, so maybe 0.2 or 0.5. Yeah. So we can randomize it from zero point 0.5 to minus zero point 0.5. And I'll copy that and I'll paste that in all my dynamic parameters. Now here you can see little distorted shape, but it's cutting. So you can decrease it 0.3 minus 0.3. So you can make that user parameter so you will not have to change for all emitters every time. Okay, but I'm doing that for that heat distortion. I cannot see. Let me check if it is there. Yeah, it is there, but what happened with a bit too? So now we have this. Still, that is cutting. So So this is how it looks. It looks fine. Okay, so now in here, if I'll increase the value of this maybe to refraction, it is too much. Let it be 1. Okay, so the next thing you can actually increase these even more, maybe 10. And one more thing I'll do in the his distortion, I'll make the delay little less so it will be visible. So it will be 3.5. So it will be visible first before the fire. Yeah, that is now fine. That's fine. You can increase the glow of these maybe 20. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm finishing this tutorial. I hope you liked it. If you have any query, comment below the video. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Keep learning and bye bye.